Okay, today we're going to look at the 50-mark question. It's the fifth one on Unit 1. It's lots of easy marks, but it is the one that a lot of you find a bit strange. The question always looks the same. Always has the explain the importance of 3 of the following in international relations. That will never change. The only thing that changes is the 4 bullet points it gives you. You need to pick 3 of them. So it will give you all of the ones you can possibly use. All that's left is for you to know enough about that bullet point to write about it. So first of all, what are the key questions, key words? You got these, right? So explain. As soon as you see explain, you know it's a PEE paragraph question. Importance. So, why are these events important? We'll come back to that in a minute. 3 of them, just so that none of you write 4. Don't have to use all the bullet points. International relations is so that you're showing how that event affects the world, not just that one country. It's strange, as I said earlier on, because it's the opposite of what we usually ask you to do in history. Usually to get full marks, you need to write your paragraphs, you need to link them, or you need to prioritise, or even both. So this is weird. It's 3 separate paragraphs. Okay, you do not need to link them, you do not need to prioritise them. It's just 3. So to show you that, the mark scheme, each paragraph is marked entirely separately. On other questions, you can sometimes write one really, really good paragraph and one not so great paragraph and still get nearly full marks because the good paragraph will carry your answer. That doesn't work for this question. Each paragraph has to be equally good. They're marked separately. So to get 1 mark for a paragraph, you just talk about the event with barely any facts and you don't talk about why it's important. 2 to 3 marks, you talk about why it's important. 4 to 5 marks, your detailed factual evidence, and you talk about why it's so important. So it's fairly easy to get yourself up to 4 or 5 marks, and you really should be getting it on this question. So it's PEE. Point, the bullet point you've chosen to use for that paragraph. That's what you start off with. Evidence, what was it, when, where, who was involved, and you need to be as specific as possible. I'll come on to that in a minute when I show you an example answer, what I mean by specific. Explanation, why is it important? Did it lead to something? Did it change something? Did it affect a relationship between 2 countries? What did it do? So, the question you remember is explain the importance of 3 of the following. We're going to look at the NATO bullet point first. So, NATO was formed in April 1949 when the countries of Western Europe joined the USA in an alliance. It was important because if any NATO country was attacked, the other members would come to its assistance. Alright? So, as a paragraph, that would actually get you 2 to 3 marks. It talks about importance. Doesn't do a great job of it, but it does make an attempt, and it does give you some detail about NATO. So yes, it was formed in April 1949, and yes, it was countries of Western Europe. 2 to 3 marks. Look how easy that is. Okay. So to get yourself higher, what you need to start doing is thinking about how you would improve that answer. Okay. Some of you already know, and here it is. So you can see this one actually is a bit more specific. Okay, this will get you 4 to 5 marks. Basically 5, because this one's really specific. The formation of NATO was a really important event in international relations at this time. Point. Western European powers formed a military alliance in 1949. This was in order to defend the West against communism. That's much better already because it's telling you about its purpose. It mentions that it's a military alliance. The key members of NATO were the UK, USA, France, Portugal, and Italy. That's exceptionally detailed information. Gives you examples of countries, gives you the year, gives you the purpose. This was important, as the Soviet Union was so concerned that in 1955 it formed the Warsaw Pact, a military alliance of communist states. So after various disagreements in the years immediately after the war, the formation of NATO had led to Europe being divided into 2 armed camps. Right, that's excellent. It talks to you about the knock-on effect and the importance and the fact that it actually leads to Europe. Again, so international relations, not just one country, Europe being divided. Would get you a perfect paragraph. So you'd write 3 of those. Okay. Another example. The fall of the Berlin Wall was extremely important in events in this period because it was such an important event in ending the Cold War. Throughout 1989, the communist countries of Eastern Europe began rejecting communist governments, and the fall of the Berlin Wall showed that it was happening in East Germany too. In elections in 1990, the communists were defeated in East Germany. The Warsaw Pact was dissolved in July 1991, and in December of that year, the Soviet Union dissolved. The Cold War had come to an end, and the fall of the Berlin Wall symbolised the end of communist rule. This one's an interesting one. Okay. Roughly, it kind of looks like that in terms of point, evidence, explanation. It's not as clear as the last one, though. It doesn't go back to explanation, say this is important because. It tries to talk about it. So, like the Warsaw Pact was dissolved in July 1991, is kind of important, but this person doesn't really make it clear. So, if the examiner is feeling very generous, they might give you 5, but you're more likely to get 4 for this one, just because that last bit isn't very clear. So to recap, it's 3 paragraphs. PE, talk about the importance. You're not linking and you're not prioritizing. So it's very, very simple. 3 paragraphs, make it detailed, and talk about the importance. And you'll easily get 50.